I also want to share with you some of what I have been involved in. I mean, much of it is in my book, Fight Back and Win, which I will sign afterwards for those of you who would like it. But I just want to share with you, for example, some of the battles and adventures that I've been involved in the last 6 months, just to kind of give you an idea of what's happening to women nationwide. And we do, in our law firm, Allred, Morocco, and Goldberg, we do more women's rights cases than as a private law firm than any other law firm in the nation. We've been doing it for 33 years, and God willing, if she is willing, I plan to do it for another 33 years. Some people think that even beyond the grave I'll still be fighting, but we'll leave that to speculation. But while we're elated about Justice Sotomayor, I just want to tell you that recently I was shocked. I know we were all shocked and outraged and upset about the assassination, the execution of Dr. George Tiller in Wichita, Kansas. And Dr. Tiller ran one of only 2 clinics in the entire nation, reproductive rights clinics, abortion clinics, who provided late-term abortions in appropriate cases for women. And some of these women traveled, young women, older women, traveled not only from all over the United States to Dr. Tiller's clinic, but also from all over the world, because they couldn't find other places around the world to Dr. Tiller's clinic. And Dr. Tiller, as you know, was standing in church waiting to hear his wife sing in the choir when he was literally gunned down by an anti-choice, I call them mandatory motherhood, compulsory pregnancy, crowd, person, activist, killer. And, we can all talk about the presumption of innocence, but come on, he did it. I was so outraged and moved and upset and knew how scared so many people were in Kansas, especially the pro-choice activists, that I contacted the National Organization for Women in Kansas, and they asked me if I would come to Wichita. And a lot of people said, don't go, take a bulletproof vest if you do. Don't take the risk. It's too dangerous there. But you know what? This is not a time for fear. This is a time to stand up and be counted and stand with the women of Kansas and the women of the country and the world who have a right to reproductive choice and reproductive freedom. So I got on the plane and I went to Wichita, Kansas. And I did not take my bulletproof vest. I did take my bulletproof tongue, but and we spoke. I spoke at a town hall, and a lot of people came in Kansas to bring my condolences from the women of this country to especially the women there in Kansas, and those so brave women particularly who person that clinic every day. They put their lives on the line. They have to go through, you have no idea what they have to go through just even to get into the clinic. And they get death threats, and they get stalked, even at their homes. And they go to work every day to help these women who are in crisis and need their help. And I spoke to some of the doctors who fly in from other states and that to do the abortions and then fly out, who were so shaken and so upset. And I held them and I thanked them because I knew all of you would want that and encourage them. And we want that clinic to continue. We want it to be there for women who are in need. And we formed what we called a martyrs. I think we called it a martyrs brigade or a martyrs protest line, where outside of the church, so that the family could go into the church, and the anti-choice protesters who came that day to the funeral would not be seen by the family going into the church, so they could have that zone of privacy, and also so the family could see us and know that hundreds of us out there on the sidewalk were there in support of their important work and in support of Dr. Tiller, because that was not just a murder in Kansas. That was a shot through the heart of each and every one of us, and it was a challenge. And we are going to continue to stand up to the cowards who don't recognize the irony in saying that they are pro-life and they're going to kill you if you disagree. And that is not most people who are anti-choice, but it is some people. And even one is one too many. And we are going to stand and have courage and support those people who are pro-choice in their work and in their lives. Do you agree? Thank you. All right, I just had to get that out, and because I do think about Dr. Tiller every day, and it just very breaks my heart that his life was taken. I might add, this is a doctor who was shot in both arms some years ago, and his clinic was bombed, and he still went back and continued his work, and finally they killed him in cold blood. They'll never kill his spirit, and it will live in every one of us.